Now we're joined by the Republic of Ireland manager Stephen Kenny. Stephen, you're here at Lee Victoria Park, Tullamore Town. 130 kids at the camp this week, 180 last week I'm told as well, and a fantastic atmosphere around at this FAI Elverys camp.
Yeah, no, there is a terrific atmosphere. Will, I didn't know you were from the locality yourself. This is, Tullamore Town well.
This is a home patch. I used to play fives over on the pitch there, so I think it was about €9 to play, but we always enjoy playing fives there. So yeah, very much my home patch, Stephen.
Yeah, no, it's it's great enthusiasm from the boys and girls, and you always get that. The FAI soccer camps are terrific, and the coaches are enthusiastic, the players are enthusiastic, and we always get interest, and I always ask them who their favourite players are and get quite radical different answers, so it's always good fun. What
was the most common answer you're getting today?
Chidozi's still a firm favourite with everyone, and so Jason Knight got a few as well, so so that's Queevy is always the Liverpool element as well, I think.
Good to see Chidozie Ogbeni starting the season well. Rotherham back up in the championship, scored on the first weekend as well.
Yeah.
You must be delighted with his form.
Yeah, it's an interesting development for Chidozie, because he played last year as a right wing back a lot in League One, but this year he's played as a centre forward. They've played him there, and he scored in his first game against Swansea. So interesting, Michael Obafemi playing one end, Chidozie the other, and so it finished one each. So I'm sure he's looking forward to playing in the championship, because when they got promoted previously, he was ruled out for a lot of the season injured, so he couldn't play.
When you see players moving around this time of year, I'm guessing your hope when they do move is that they're going to play. I'm thinking of Gavin Bazunu, what a fantastic move that could be potentially. 2 good years in the Football League from getting lots of experience, and now potentially could be playing as Southampton's first choice goalkeeper this year.
Yeah, when we took over the under-21 team, myself and Keith Andrews and Jim Crawford at the time, we looked at it, and there hadn't been a culture really of players, younger players being put in. It was mainly players within your own age group, and it was a 1998 age group we took over, but we put players 5 years out of their age group into the under-21s, which was Gavin Bazunu, 2002 birthday, Troy Parrott, 2001 birthdays. We moved up to the ranks, Jason Knight, Adam Ida, players like that, and certainly Andrew Omabamidele, of course, is coming through. He's a 2002 also, and we've seen Gavin go over 12 million now, and the international, being part of the senior international team has been very important for their development, because Gavin's never played outside of League One, so it's been hugely important for him. Nathan Collins, obviously, having those 4 games in the window and playing as well as he did and scoring the goal that he did, that's all positive in his career development, and these are getting valuable experience. Jason Knight, of course, he hasn't moved but still could move, so we'll have to wait and see on that. It's great to see them doing well.
Your former assistant boss, Vinnie Perth, was on the weekend. He thinks Wolves an ideal kind of move for Nathan Collins. Chance for him now to move up in the Premier League a little bit and to stay in the top flight, and felt very much deserving because of his play at the end of last season and how well he played in the international window. No doubt he put himself in the shop window with the way he played in the Nations League in the last run of games.
Yeah, I think, Nathan, the thing about Nathan is, like Jason Knight, in that way that they, for a high number of games under his belt, obviously because of his spell at Stoke, and he didn't play initially at Burnley because the Tarkowski centre-back partnership was there for several years, so he didn't play initially. But any time he did play, he did well, and you can see him really improving and becoming more confident and more assured, and obviously has great natural attributes, and he's getting better all the time.
Were you happy to see Troy Parrott get a move up into the Championship for this year too? He's extended his contract now at Tottenham. They've kept faith in him and sent him out to Preston, where you've got a lot of your own players who are there, like Robbie Brady. Alan Brown is captain there at the moment, and you've got Johnny Maguire there too. Good Irish camp there to learn from at Preston this season.
Yeah, I was at the game on Saturday, Wigan and Preston, and we had 5 players playing, Jamie McGrath on the bench, so it was I think Troy obviously had a few clubs that wanted him in the Championship, which was good. It's career development that's probably for the level for him at the moment, and I think he was keen to play in a front 2 or play in a central area. He played as a wider 10 for a lot of last season at MK Dons and still contributed into double figures in the second half of the season. So Preston play 3-5-2 and he's playing second striker there, the weekend. Obviously, there wasn't any goals in the game. It was quite a derby, Wigan and Preston, and quite frenetic opening game this season. So, and it's his first game. I don't think he's played too many games in pre-season because he was with Tottenham on their tour and so forth, and training hard. So, but he's shown a tremendous attitude, and he's really fit. So he's looking to make an impact.
Aaron Connolly, he's probably going to have to do a bit of work to get back into your squad, given the way the last year or so has gone. You probably heard the interview from last week where he felt he had to get into a different environment, try something new in Italy. He's gone a very different path here, but I'm guessing if he goes and plays well in Serie B, you're still going to keep an eye on him?
Yeah, of course. The door's not closed on anyone, and Aaron's still only 22. He's the best part of his career ahead of him, for sure. And it's a different move going to Serie B, and we'll certainly monitor it, and we wish him well. And not easy, and playing up front, there's always pressure to get goals and so forth. So I'm sure he'd be anxious to make an impression.
Look, it's not easy when a player comes through and has the impact he did initially at Brighton, because understandably we all get excited then at that point, and you're assuming he's going to play a lot of football in the Premier League, and sometimes a loan move then doesn't work out after that.
Yeah, and especially the first loan. A lot of the Premier League clubs, speaking to to them regularly, like they don't. The first loan's not always a success for a lot of players, and sometimes they've been saying disregard the first loan. But I'm sure he learned from his experiences at Middlesbrough, and it was they were chasing promotion, didn't quite get there. I'm sure he played a lot still, and he can benefit from that.
I'm sure you're very happy that John Eustace has come back into full-time management again. Is it disappointment though to lose another assistant coach in such short succession?
No, I think, listen, Keith Andrews has been assistant now since nearly 4 years, since we took the under-21 job for 18 months, and so 3.5 years or whatever it is, and so he's been with me. Obviously, Dean Quiley has been goalkeeping coach since before the last campaign, and Stephen Rice has been in as chief scout. So myself and Keith are full time. Obviously John wasn't. He was part time with QPR at the time. He got the Birmingham job. It's a big job for him, and it's something that he couldn't turn down. It's his home city, and it's a big club, and we respect that. So yeah, we'll make a decision and have a replacement in for September. It's
just the nature of the game as well. Same with Anthony Barry, that you bring these guys in, you're trying to get the best coaches you possibly can, but sometimes they will be attracted to other roles.
Yeah, I think you've seen it. We've seen it with Wales, other coaches moving on. We've seen it with Scotland and Northern Ireland. Particularly if coaches are part-time in that environment, that can happen.
You're hopeful you'll have him in place for next month. What is the hope for the last two games in the Nations League now? Because I would think you were probably happy enough with how Ireland played against Scotland in the home game, and also that game on neutral territory against Ukraine. Probably hoping for two similar performances now away to Scotland and the game against Armenia.
Yeah, well, we still have the opportunity to finish second in the group. I think it'd be difficult to win the group from this position, so I think we still have the opportunity. So that's the way we have to approach it. Second in the group can still, we're not certain it will give you a playoff for the Euros, but there is a depending on how results go, it can get you a playoff for the Euros as well. So it's important for us to try and have a strong September. And two tough games, of course. Got to go to Hampden. I suppose contrasting, go to Hampden. Scotland will be looking to, obviously having won 3-0, that'll be a tough game for us. From our point of view, obviously we lost in Armenia, so we've Armenia at home, and we'll be determined to do well. So they're two good games.
And on the final note, when it comes to those two games, they're important for the Nations League in of itself, but also as a good platform going into the Euro qualifiers when they come around as well.
Yeah, in October obviously sees the draw for the European Championships, which is that's the big objective, to qualify for Germany 2024. That's what we want. I think a lot of the players that we brought in, obviously 16 players through our own academies, through our own international system in the space of a year and a half, which is absolutely, a really radical shift. And we've spoken about some of the players earlier. There's a lot of talent in that group, and combined with the experienced players, we feel we have, an increased number of options now. And going into March, we'll have a lot of players with a lot of caps under their belt, and I feel they'll be really ready for the European Championships, and we're looking forward to the draw now in October.